So what's going on with the market right now? Lots of things. Lots of things have happened in the last month, and we've seen a huge downtrend and a huge consolidation. Many people didn't think that it was going to be this much because of the buy pressure, but as a lot of us know, for some reason, many people actually can't get into this market that want to get into this market. Or you can only put in, $250 here, $250 there into these exchanges like Coinbase. So there's a lot of restriction going on with actually the buy pressure. And we're just seeing a huge downtrend right now. And I want to stress, the trend is your friend. The trend is your friend. This is probably one of the most important things in trading that you always need to have at the forefront of your mind. You never really want to bet against the trend, because whichever way it's trending, 90% chance that it's going to continue trending that way. So we've seen a lot of bull traps. As we've been going down over the last month, it's popped back up and people are like, oh, but it's still in this huge downtrend. So it's a bull trap. So people who are optimistic, for example, they'll jump in and buy, and it's a trap because then it just draws down further. And we've seen this bull trap after bull trap after bull trap. And we're still in a downtrend right now, even when the market has really just flushed out 50% of its total market share or market cap has gone 50%. We're still in a downtrend. And until we break that downtrend and start moving up with some indication and some time behind it and some power and volume, we're still in a downtrend. Now, there is two indicators that would show us that this downtrend is starting to run out of legs, which I'm sure we're all very excited about, that it will come to an end fairly soon. And there are two indicators that I see that are quite obvious and quite strong that are telling me that we're actually running out of steam in terms of moving down. And we're probably going to start flattening out soon. I can't see it going too much lower. And the reason is because of these two indicators. And I'm actually going to jump over onto the computer screen and show you what. But one is the volume. So I want to show you what's going on with the volume, as well as the futures. So the long contracts compared to the short contracts and actually what's going on there. So looking at these two indicators, I suspect that we are coming towards the bottom of this downtrend, which has been big and it's been bold and it's been a ride. It's been amazing to watch and learn and grow and actually see how these markets work. And I'm excited for when it switches, because the downtrends always switch into uptrends, and uptrends, as we saw from December, always switch into downtrends throughout January. So jump over to my computer and I just want to show you what I'm looking at. Okay, so we've jumped over here, and the main thing I want to show you is the volume. So as we saw this downtrend from about here, so 21st of December, the volume just dropped. And it was a massive drop in volume all the way until February. So all the way until a week ago. It was just sliding, sliding, sliding. And there weren't really any buyers that were coming in to all these sales. And this was, starting from around 17,000 all the way down to, all the way down nearly to about 9,500. And as soon as it hit this line, this support line here, which is now resistance at 9,000, and then there's another one around 8,000. As soon as it dropped below 9,000, look at all these buyers coming in. So for every person that was selling, there was a buyer. And this one here, which is on the 6th of February, is actually the largest day in volume we've seen, you know, for a year, or, you know, almost for the life of Bitcoin, this has been the biggest volume day we've actually seen. So who's buying these? Who waited until the price was 7,500 and then boom, they came in and swept it up? And unfortunately, a lot of people gave them up. You know, people thought that it was just going to keep going and going and going. And it may keep going. You know, it may get down to 1,500. No one knows. I would be absolutely shocked if it did. And that would be quite literally quite crazy, I would say. But I think we're getting to the bottom because of this volume. If it drops lower, what's going to happen? Huge volume's going to come in and people are just going to buy it up. And when there's people buying, then the actual price can't really drop much lower. So this is one indication that I'm seeing that is suggesting that we're actually getting towards the bottom of this downtrend. Now, we will see. You know, only time will tell. But I drew this all the way back at the start of January, this actual triangle, these two support lines. Yes, we broke this big support line here, which was interesting, but we had a reversal with this wick and it actually bounced back up. But still, it's underneath this support line. So now it's resistance. So it's going to be interesting whether it bounces off here. What I see happening potentially is actually just some, you know, bouncing around here for some consolidation. And I see people buying a lot in this area. So I don't think the price is going to drop down too low. But now these lines, we've got resistance. So I don't think we're just going to pop up here and away we go. I think there will be quite a decent amount of consolidation until everyone takes a breath, the emotions start to calm, and then, you know, maybe, you know, down here or something, like in March, maybe in a couple of weeks, we can start seeing some form of uptrend. And remember, these charts are just people's emotions painted on a picture on the screen. So right now, people are pretty much down here and they're really having a shocker, you know, unless you're buying and, you know, you'd be loving it as well. But most people are pretty down and out right now, and I feel like this downtrend has lost its steam, but we shall see. And we've got resistance to come here, but this is huge. What I see here is extremely important and something that you can't ignore. So this is a good sign. Now we've got the BTC longs and we've got a uptrend here. So this is, once again, this is a great sign. So there are two indicators that I believe, and this one is probably the biggest one. This is the most obvious. There's people buying at these prices. If the volume had remained the same, then the price could have just slid, and we'd be waiting for something to come in and say, I want that, I want that, I want that. And we've already seen that. And when you get a volume day like this, which is potentially the biggest volume day ever recorded in Bitcoin's history, then someone's buying a lot of Bitcoin. So if it drops lower, that same person or institution, I imagine, will just buy more. So I don't feel like it can go so much lower, but we shall see, folks. Very interesting time we've got on our hands, and congratulations for going through the waves of emotions, and what a journey. So that's it from me, and all the best, and I will chat to you soon.
I'll try to catch them on the way.